you in my life. Your hair smell like the tropics, your body look nice. I'm here for you, just tell me what you like.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all read the title, so you already know what the vibe is today. I'm gonna be giving you guys a full detailed hair routine video specifically for my curly hair. I've been showing you guys my straight hair routine, and honestly, because I haven't worn my curly hair in some time, it's been an adjustment. I'm still in the phase of just finding a technique and a routine that is perfect for me. But now that it's summertime, the curls are here and she's looking good. The edges are laid, the makeup is done, I'm cute. So let's get right into this video. So before I even get into the shower, I like to do my oiling routine. I have a full video on this, and as it changes, I will make updated videos, but for now, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is the actual oil that I used. And even before I apply my oils, I like to wet my hair a little bit and get that moisture in my hair before I put oils on top. So I'll just spray some water in my hair, get it a little bit wet, and then apply the oils from the root to my ends. So I like to start by applying my rosemary oil to my scalp. Alpha Botanicals rosemary oil. I apply that to my scalp. I part and apply, part and apply, part and apply, and I massage that bad boy in. Now when it comes to the rest of my hair, I use an oil mixture that I made myself. I put a bunch of different herbs and lightweight oils together, warm them up, let them sit over a couple of days, and then use this oil mixture in my hair. Now one thing about me when I do my oiling is I don't like to oversaturate my hair. I like to make sure that I have a good amount of oil, but it's not too much. I specifically put a lot of oil on my ends because you want to make sure you're really protecting the oldest part of your hair, baby. You can get a lot of split ends. It can make you feel like your hair is not growing, and it's just a good way to make sure your ends are getting the nutrients it needs. I let the oil sit in my hair for maximum 4 hours. So I put my hair up and I just do different things around the house, whether that's cleaning, laundry, work, whatever the case may be. Now, if you want to get all the ingredients of my hair oil, I will be posting my vlog really soon where we make my hair oil together. So stay tuned for that video. And once it comes out, I'm going to put a card so you can watch. Now, right before I wash my hair, and once those hours are up, whether it's 40 minutes to 4 hours, I make sure that I apply my ordinary salicylic acid body serum. Yes, I apply this body serum to my scalp. I do this 10 minutes before I go into the shower. I do have an itchy scalp and I do get flakes. It is best to use things like this, like salicylic acid and not oil, to help with minimizing flaking, itching, and all that good stuff. So I like to kind of use this as a treatment before I wash my hair, even though it can stay on your hair. So I use this 10 minutes. I put it in to my scalp, getting it all in there. I also massage that in really well, and then I let it sit for 10 minutes before I'm getting in the shower. Now that my scalp is treated and my hair has been sitting in its oils, it's now time to wash my hair. I like to shampoo my hair twice. I don't do this every time I wash my hair, but sometimes I will do that. And in this case, I use the Barigio Scalp Renewal Charcoal plus Coconut Oil Micro Exfoliating Shampoo. I use this specifically for my scalp health. As I just mentioned, I have more of an itchy, flaky scalp, and products like this, as well as medicated products from like Head and Shoulders. I know that CeraVe came out with a new shampoo, I think. Those are good for just itchy, irritated scalps. So I already had this and I didn't feel like buying something new. So this is the one that was recommended, and I tried this on my scalp first. So just making sure I'm getting this really good in my scalp while not being abrasive is super important. I like that it is micro exfoliating. It's very, like, it don't feel rough at all. And again, I am very gentle with my scalp. I don't, like, I'm very just, you know, I'm keeping it simple. I'm keeping it cute. I'm keeping it clean. This allows you to adjust. You'll wash your hair and find that, okay, maybe I can scrub a little harder. Maybe I can scrub a little less. You always just want to start out soft first and then work your way up to being more aggressive. So I use this as my first shampoo before moving on to my second shampoo. This is the Function of Beauty Coily Hair Shampoo with Flaxseed Oil. And I really like this shampoo because of its texture. It suds up so well, but it still feels soft and silky in the hair. I don't feel like my hair is dried the out when I use this. Oh my gosh. And this shampoo line is what inspired kind of like the aesthetic of this specific routine. This shampoo has notes of peaches, and I just feel like peaches is just perfect for summer. So it was just giving, all right, I'm gonna do peach orange aesthetic for this hair routine. As you can see, I got a little orange on the top, and you're gonna see that in there. Every product got a little bit of orange or yellow in it, okay? I applied this to my scalp. I made sure I really worked that in there. Again, focusing on the scalp, making sure I get the back, the sides, really getting this front area where my edges are, because I put lots of product here. When my hair is in its curly state, I like to wear puffs. It just is what it is. And I'm always putting some sort of leave-in or gel or something on my edges. So making sure that is really cleaned is essential for me. Once it's all massaged in, I just let the water and the shampoo components do its work as it rinses out the rest of my hair, carrying any oils or product buildup down the hair shaft. I try to stay away from shampooing my ends specifically because, again, that is the oldest, driest part of your hair, and it really doesn't need that much shampoo, at least for me. I find that just focusing on my scalp and letting it rinse works for me. Usually people go straight into conditioning their hair after shampooing because that makes sense, right? Well, for me, instead of going into conditioner, I actually go into my mask. As I'm rinsing out my shampoo, I make sure the water is a tad bit above warm because I have low porosity hair, and that warmer water is going to help open up the hair cuticle a little bit more. So the mask is gonna just be able to really get in there better than it would if I use cooler water. So I rinse with that kind of like a little bit above warm water, and then I apply my mask. In this routine specifically, I use the Function of Beauty Coily Hair Mask, and baby, she's done. She's finished. She's wiped out. So I used that. I only had so much left, so I did combine it with my Pattern Beauty conditioner. Usually I would not do that. I would just use a full mask and maybe like a hair booster. But this time I just decided to put them together because I do love how this makes my hair feel. And I applied them to my hair like you would apply any mask. And I make sure I get it all in there. A lot of people usually apply masks mid of their hair to the ends. I apply it all to the root. I massage my mask and everything in my hair. It just helps moisturize my hair even more because these types of moisturizers are water-based. Let's see. Yes, first ingredient, water. First ingredient, water. These are water-based hydrating products. Why not put it everywhere, okay? Especially if you have more dry hair. I understand that if you're someone who has oily hair, thinner hair, or you may have a different hair type, especially if you have like more of wavy hair. But if you have curly hair and your hair is more so dry, I feel like following that rule of thumb may not work for you. Just try really conditioning all your hair, scalp, everything, and see how that works for you. So I did these bad boys together and I applied that to my hair and I let it sit. Now I let this sit as I do my normal shower routine. Apply my body wash, of course, apply my shower oil, I'll probably shave, all that good stuff. And then when it's time to rinse it out, instead of just rinsing it out where all the conditioner is then getting on my skin and my back and all that, I actually rinse out my conditioner upside down. I'm in the shower and I'm like this, and I let the water rinse it this way. This minimizes all the conditioner getting on your back. And one thing that I do love is I have a handheld shower head, so it just gives you more control when rinsing out your hair. Once the mask is fully rinsed out, I then apply my conditioner. So the conditioner of this specific routine was the matching conditioner to the Coily Hair shampoo, and this one has Jamaican black castor oil. And then I do my last minute showering stuff and I get out of the shower with the conditioner still in my hair. This is when I detangle. I found that detangling this way for me and just the routine that I have built has greatly decreased the amount of times I need to detangle as well as how much hair I am losing. Girl, I used to have to detangle my hair all the time. I rarely detangle my hair now, and when I do wash my hair and comb my hair or whatever, I barely lose hair. I used to have globs of hair gone. Now I just be having these little like we cute. Like, baby. So I sit down and I get my steamer on. One thing about the steamer, please do not use regular water in your steamer. If it says use distilled water, girl, go to the store and get you some distilled water. I like to apply more conditioner as I detangle as well. So I'll, you know, get that conditioner out. I'll apply it to my hair and I'll start detangling. I like to do max 4 sections. I keep it as easy and quick as possible. I try not to do more than 4 sections, and I don't feel like I need to do more than 4 sections. Sometimes within one section I'll maybe do 2, but for the most part I like to keep it to just 4 big simple sections. So I apply my conditioner and then I detangle my hair with my unbrush, which I will say is a great brush. They knew what they was doing when they made that one, okay? At first I wasn't on the bandwagon, but once I did, I'm glad I did. So I steam and detangle my hair. This again is an amazing step for low porosity hair, and I will be doing a full steaming routine, so stay tuned for that one. Once I finish detangling the last section of my hair, it's time to rinse out the conditioner. Now I don't go back into the actual shower. I just lean over the tub, use the handheld portion, and rinse my hair with room temperature water. Like, I try to keep it on the cooler side. I don't go fully cold, but I do keep it on the cooler side to help seal that cuticle back a little bit more, as well as to add a little bit more shine. However, if you still want your products to penetrate, using super cold water, like a real cold water rinse, may not be that effective when you start styling your hair, so be mindful of that. Now that my hair is rinsed and clean, it's time to style. In this case, and in all cases, I always start with some sort of leave-in. Now this is where I messed up. In all cases, I always start with a water-based leave-in. And although this is a leave-in, it is not water-based. I see how my hair didn't come out the way that it's supposed to come out. This product is really good though, I would say, for high porosity hair. However, I did want to try it because it is really hydrating, and you can't go wrong with just trying different hydrating products. I am just not a fan of the ingredients, baby. Some of these ingredients I'm just not a fan of. Now it comes in kind of like 2 different versions. It comes in 2 different versions. So far, first impressions, do not like the smell. It is very artificial candy honey smell. And again, this is not a water-based leave-in, but I did apply this to my hair first. Do not do what I did. Make sure if you're applying your leave-in, it is a water-based leave-in. This is from the same brand, for example, and this is water-based. This is their coconut water leave-in. You can also use it to detangle your hair if you want to, so there's that. I've never tried this, but I got this as well as something else that matches this, and we're gonna try this as well. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like these better than I like these, but yeah, I just wanted to be honest and put you guys on. For me, first impressions, first trying it, not the biggest fan. I will say that even though it is this very honey texture, it doesn't feel sticky or anything in your hair. Like, I was nervous that I was literally gonna feel like I'm applying honey to my hair, and it doesn't feel like that. So that is a plus. From there, I went into my mousse. So I decided, because we're going honey, we might as well match. So I went with this supercharged honey setting foam. I applied that to my hair, and then I sealed everything in with 2 different gels. The first gel I used was the Function of Beauty Main Moisture Styling Gel. This was the second time of me using this gel. Now, I only got 2 uses out of this gel, and it's done. 2 uses done. Ooh, it smells so good. Oh my god. This peach, they ate down with this. The first time I used this product in my hair routine, when my hair ate down, I love the way my hair came out that first time, and I wish I recorded that for this video, but it's a-okay because I didn't use these. I didn't use those. I use this, and I think this, and when I tell you, I love this because it's reminiscent of this product. So I did use this time around, and I think it really helped and saved the wash and go. But yeah, I use this in my hair next as my first gel because it's a way more lighter gel. These aren't like holding gels. I feel like these gels you use to really define and shine your hair, and it gives like that nice added slip that just makes your hair feel super good. That's the best way I can explain it. How you apply is super important. I don't use, for the most part, I don't like to use any combs, brushes. I used to always use a Denman brush. I don't really use that anymore. I honestly just detangle with my unbrush, and then when it comes to applying my products, I only use my hand, and I like to rake it in, baby. Rake it in, rake it in, rake it in. Section off, curl by curl, and really coat the curl and the hair in the product, and that has worked so well for me. I also like to use a mixture of water and whatever leave-in I'm using to help wet the hair enough if it does dry as I'm doing my hair before I start that styling process. So that's what I did in this case. I mixed a little bit of water and the leave-in that I did use, this honey leave-in, mixed it together, shook it up, and I applied that to my hair, which I do think helped because of the fact that I actually had water. So although this is not a water-based product, because I mixed it with water and then applied it to my hair first and then applied this to it next, I do think it saved it a little bit. And then for a gel to really add that hold to my hair, I use the Big Papa defining gel. This product, I feel like because of the texture, it gives more of that holding effect. So I wanted to lightly kind of coat my entire hair in this product to give that hold without that crunch. Now, I didn't test my products to see if they're gonna work well together and to see if they're gonna flake or not. So I will say I did have a little bit of flaking. Not a lot by any means. So I'm glad, but I did have a little bit of flaking. I'm not sure which product didn't work well with which, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I did apply this at the end, and this is done too. And that is kind of like the steps. I sprayed the water, put the leave-in, did the moves, did the first gel, then did the sealing gel, okay? To end everything off, I like to apply oil, specifically focusing on the ends of my hair. I like to apply a good amount of oil to the ends of my hair before it dries. So this time around, I think, if I remember correctly, I used the jojoba oil and I just applied it as generously as I could to my ends before applying my Odell finishing oil. This is just a nice fancy touch which isn't needed, but I applied a little bit to my hair. The oil also is just a nice overall sealant to seal all your products in. Now when it comes to drying your hair, you guys already know how I feel about drying your hair. Air drying your hair once in a while is cool. I try to minimize air drying as much as possible, especially when it comes to wash and goes, especially if you do your hair at night and you're going to bed. A lot of people too, when it comes to their wash and goes and they want to have a stretch look, they put their hair up in a pineapple. All that water is being closed in the center of your hair. That can lead to mold, bacteria, irritation, because you're literally having water sit in your hair all night while you are sleeping. So when it comes to me, if I am feeling lazy, what I would do is I make sure that I use a blow dryer with a diffuser attachment and just blow dry the center of my hair. So when I do put on a pineapple, the center of my hair is dry because outsides of my hair dry pretty fast. The middle part of my hair is what stays wet. So if you're noticing that, if you have wet spots, that's what I'm calling it, focus on drying those as a way of cutting time where you're not negatively impacting your hair because you are sitting with wet hair, but you're also not spending so much time drying your entire hair. So that's like a good middle ground. So I like to focus on doing that when I am drying my hair. Even though I like to dry my entire head, I start with the middle portion of my hair, getting that as dry as possible before moving on to the rest of my hair. And as a way to stretch my hair, I put my hair up in a pineapple before I go to bed. Now I will leave my hair in this pineapple until I'm actually ready to wear my wash and go. Sometimes I don't have to physically go anywhere, so I would leave my hair up in a pineapple. I would just make sure to take off my bonnet or my scarf just to let my hair breathe, but I'll leave it up in that loose pineapple. When it is time to wear my hair out, I just have fun manipulating my hair to figure out what look I'm going for. Sometimes I go for the side part, sometimes I go for the middle part. Sometimes I like to leave my edges curly, sometimes I like to give a little swoop. Sometimes my hair isn't stretched enough, so I'll take the blow dryer and I'll stretch out the ends of my hair a little bit more. It just depends. And I just let my hair be and I work around her. Once I figure out the look that I'm going for, I then like to finish it either with some more oil, a finishing spray, or a hair perfume. In this case, I use a little bit of oil and then my Pistachio Please perfume by Finery. If you have low porosity hair like me, you can try this routine and let me know how it works for you. And if you want to continue on this journey of having the best curls you can this summer, make sure you check out this video. And that is pretty much it for my hair routine summer 2025, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.